Brand new street and brand new me. Side by friends I need. Don't you tell me that you're in town, I already know.
Good morning, everyone. Lesleyanne here from Lesleyanne Sparkle. Right, I've just got out of the shower, so my hair's wet. So I just quickly flicked it behind my ear. Yeah, so just excuse the state of me, but I thought I'd jump on now and talk about my back to basics video that I've already done. I did back to basics 1. I will link it in the description box if you're interested in seeing that. And I'm going to talk to you now about back to basics 2. Let's start with me addressing a back to basics no makeup look. Right, so if you haven't switched off yet, then you've done well. Let's start. Okay, so this is back to basics number 2. So one of the things that I'm doing is taking a regular stock of things that I've got in, whether I write it down or whether it's just sort of like a mental remembering what we've got in. I kind of like scan things, you know, or if I'm doing a proper inventory, I do write everything down. And I think that sort of like before you go shopping or do your online shop or when you're meal planning, it really is important to just check out, see what you've already got in and to work around those items, because then you're getting the rotation. Even if you're buying the same stuff again, then you're doing a rotation and bringing stuff from like in the pantry to the front and then replenishing at the back, if you know what I mean. Another sort of basic thing to do really to help with helping our money stretch as far as we can sort of make it at the moment is cancel unnecessary subscriptions. So if you've got any sort of subscriptions, they could be magazine subscriptions, beauty box subscriptions, they could be food subscriptions, any subscriptions that you've got, television channels. We have just recently cancelled 2 of our TV subscriptions. We've kept some, but got rid of 2 that we really just weren't watching, just the occasional thing. So they've gone. And things like I've unsubscribed from lots of emails, subscriptions, that sort of thing. So you just don't get tempted at all. But I have kept my Look Fantastic subscription. I have kept that as my treat because I think I've said before, it kind of like doubles up as a gift as well. So if I don't want to use one particular month or open it, then I can just pop it away and gift it, or I can, if there's anything in the box that I don't particularly like or I've already got, it's a duplicate, I can put those items away and make up little beauty hampers for gifts for people. So, you know, although I'm paying the subscription, I'm kind of like getting sort of a 2-in-1 deal there. The other thing that we've started to do as a family is to have like entertainment nights. So we have like board game nights or American suppers. So we have just had an American supper at my daughter Holly's, and we all took different meals. I did now my daughter is she has to have gluten-free, so everybody did gluten-free food. So I did a chicken and chorizo lasagna. It was lovely. There was macaroni cheese there. There was Hannah did chili and rice. There was garlic bread, all gluten-free. Lots of different things, and we had a games night at the same time. So that was just literally the cost of making one meal, you know, just going to somebody else's house and having a great time and then returning that invitation a bit later on in the year. So even if you only do maybe half a dozen a year, it's really good fun. and a reasonable night as well. You know, we took a bottle of wine, so everyone, if they want to have a drink, you take your own drink along. The other thing that we do is we do budget for things like birthdays and Christmas. So every month, apart from all the normal bills that you have to pay for, and your groceries, etc., etc., we do pop away some money for Christmas and birthdays, so that isn't so much of a shock, you know, when it comes to really forking out for it. But of course there's a budget, you know, you have to make your own budget for that. And, you know, that kind of really depends on the goals that you want to meet. So also if you want to sort of spend any money, if you want to set up any savings accounts for anything, for holidays, that sort of thing, then you have to set your own goal, set your own budget. It just goes without saying really, doesn't it? You have to like sit down, work out your income, work out all your bills, what you're going to pay for food, and then with what's left, then you can sort of work out if you want to put away any money for any of the other things that I've mentioned. And, you know, even if it's just a couple of pounds here and there, it all adds up, doesn't it? It all adds up eventually. And it just makes you feel good to think that even if it is a couple of pounds literally here and there, that you've resisted touching it, you've actually put it aside for something. So I think, you know, like the sinking funds are a really, really good idea. And always look for bargains as well. I know the sun holidays here in the UK, I have been on them in the past. I haven't been on them for years, but I know that if you join, there's a face group page that if I can find it, I'll link it down below, that it kind of offers you all the codes for, because you have to collect codes to be able to have the sun holidays. So they're like caravan holidays, that sort of thing. And you have to like put down so many codes, and then you can get it for, I think the cheapest price that you can get is £9.50. You'd have to look into that yourself. So I'm not absolutely sure about that because I haven't looked myself lately, but it's something I am going to look into. I'm going to start planning the garden again. I'm waiting for the spring to come so I can get out there, but I'm going to sort of start making plans as to what I want to do out there. It won't be anything really costly. I do want to paint the patio, the paving slabs. I want to paint those. We do need to paint the fence this year. There's little bits and bobs that need to be done, and so it's like planning it now. So we're going to do, you know, which is the best month to do this and which is the best month to do that, and how much is that going to cost, and to make allowances to be able to buy that thing. So just sort of generally tidy up the garden, make it that nice place that you want to sit in the summer. And if you're doing that, you're getting exercise and you're not going out anywhere else spending money. So it's a win-win. I need to sort out lots of seeds and bulbs. I have got some bulbs coming up. Sort of in the autumn I did plant some bulbs, and I've noticed they're coming up about that high now, so that's all good. But that's something else I want to do, is to sort out all the seeds that I've been drying out myself. So, you know, when I put the garden to bed last autumn, I kept lots of seeds, or the seed heads, and just want to make sure that they're all dried out and I can do something with those. Hoarding is another thing. Stop hoarding. I don't really hoard a lot, but I have hoarded some things, you know. I hang on to things. I've hung on to clothes that I don't need to hang on to. And I have started to sell them on Vinted. Not everything. Some things I've sort of donated to charity shops. I will pop things on Vinted. If they haven't sold within a certain length of time, then I will take them down and pop them to a charity shop. If you're interested to see things that I've got on my Vinted, my little vintage shop, I will link it down below in the description box should you want to go over and have a look. But you will find things on there quite regularly. And then that money will be saved, so that will go towards holidays. So anything I make by selling on Vinted goes into the sinking fund for holidays. The other thing I've started to do is to read more. I do enjoy reading, and then I find myself kind of thinking, oh yeah, I'll pick that book up later, I'll pick that book up later. But I have recently I have started to read a fair bit. I'm reading every day and really enjoying it, and it just takes you to a whole new place. Your head's just absorbed in the book, and I just think that's really good it's good for my own mental health to just read a book and not be surrounded by stuff going on in the world on the TV. And because I'm reading more, it does mean that I'm not picking up my phone so much, so I'm not sort of like bored and like, you know, sort of scrolling through the phone. I'm not doing that so much because I'm, as I say, I'm reading and I'm kind of keeping myself busy, and all these things are really helping me to get back to basics and just save a bit of money and to sort of carry on being as frugal as I can. I mean, frugality isn't all about not spending money, it's about being in control of your money. I think it's getting the best you can for your buck, you controlling your spending. That's what it's about for me. For me saying, actually no, Lesleyanne, you don't need that. It's a want, it is not a need. And I've been quite good, and I'm still on my no spend January. So although this part 2 may go up in February, then yay, cheers, congratulations to me, because I did my no spend January. So I've been really good. Other than buying some birthday presents I had to buy and food, I haven't spent anything else. So I'm really proud of myself and excited that I've stuck to it, and in actual fact it has made me want to carry on, because what else do I really need to buy other than sort of like necessary things, as in food and gifts, like I've said. If I buy anything, it will probably be something for the garden, but not something that's going to be wasted. One of the things I have actually learned to do, stop watching some of the people on YouTube who have made me rather envious of their lifestyle. I've watched them because I like their lifestyle, but then it makes me kind of want their lifestyle, to live their lifestyle. And I couldn't have that lifestyle, you know, just wouldn't be able to afford it at all. Some people I can still watch because they don't brag, they have worked really hard and they deserve what they've got. Other people can be quite braggy about it, and I don't like that. And so I have quit and unsubscribed watching people like that, because sometimes I think it can make you feel that you're not good enough. And we are all good enough. Every single one of us is good enough. So I've, unsubscribed and not watching any of those sort of videos anymore. Yeah, and that's about it really, guys. So that's like my phase 2 or part 2 of my back to basics. It literally is just taking control of things a little bit more, you know, just taking control a little bit more. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've enjoyed watching this video, what you're going to do to sort of keep you back on basics. Or if you're thinking of going back to basics, let me know. Any recommendations, any really good recipes, that sort of thing. Any frugal tips. So I'm going to love you and leave you. My hair is drying, so I'm going to go downstairs, make a coffee, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye for now. Bye.